Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Pecha Kucha presentation. Stuart told you already what it is about the Pecha Kucha. It is 7 presentations today, all following the format of 20 slides, 20 seconds every slide, meaning 6.4 minutes each presentation. And this is a unique presentation form, an effective way that our speakers can introduce themselves and their technology in a clear and successful manner. So all presentations will be one after the other. After the sessions, you will have the chance, hopefully, to ask any questions. Please not, as it is time limit, we should do the questions after the show. First, to begin with, I would like to invite Mette from New Retex on stage. Yes. Okay.
Is this, it's working. Okay, and I guess we're on. So to begin with, as most of you probably know, the textile industry has a coordination problem. And for textile circularity to actually work, it requires a coordination across the textile waste sorters, the recyclers, the manufacturers, brands, and technology providers. But today they operate in silos. And for true circularity to work in the textile industry, it also requires new infrastructure, especially to scale textile to textile recycling. For post-consumer textiles, it requires a market overview with clear access, reliable and shareable data, as well as expert knowledge. And that is why we at New Retex have created Fiber Family to help the textile industry discover materials, connect globally, and drive circularity. And Fiber Family is a digital platform and infrastructure that connects circular feedstocks and materials with the right partners. It operates on 3 core functions, which is browse, where users can list and find materials, feedstocks, and partners; trace, where users can access verified data and verified material and production data; and expertise, which is our knowledge hub, where they can access advisory services. Fiber Family connects the actors for the whole value chain, from textile sorters and collectors offering sorted fractions, to recyclers looking for suitable feedstock, for spinners sourcing recycled fibers, and lastly for brands searching for recycled materials and reliable data. So that means that on the browse function, the product categories that you're able to list and browse are sorted fractions from the waste sorters to the recyclers, recycled fibers from the recyclers to the spinners, and then recycled yarns from the spinners, as well as networking with processing services and other technologies. So this is a visual overview of how the browse function looks, where we have chosen fibers as our product category. But users can also filtrate based on colors, material composition, quality metrics, price, location, you name it, because those are the type of entry points that needs to be given when you upload an item. And we've done this because circular materials are hard to find, they're hard to compare, and they're hard to verify. Because today, when you're sourcing feedstock or recycled materials, it often is through networking and personal contacts. It's hard to find anything of like key material information, and it's often difficult to access. This is also where trace, the second function, comes in. Because it takes messy data and makes it into clear insights. Trace provides the data infrastructure that connects circular materials across the entire value chain. And how it works is that when you're creating a profile, it will extract the relevant information using our data system, but also AI. And through, when you upload a material, you have key documents that can help you fill in data entries where you're missing and that are very important for the next supplier or tier in your supply chain. And what it actually captures is it captures and stores critical information like origin, country, waste type, resource use, process location, material composition, and more. And through its function, creates very clear and shareable data sheets like the material digital passport and other compliance data. So that means the trace enables clear processing history, supply chain transparency, and improved material quality through shared data. Because circularity cannot be proven by testing, it must be proven by data, because there's no fiber origin lab test at scale, so traceability and data becomes the proof system. Also, lastly, circular textiles require new skills and technical understanding. So that's why that Fiber Family's expertise connects users with specialized knowledge. And this can be on topics such as traceability, data, compliance, circular materials like product development support or recyclability assessments, and circular systems and business models such as take-back systems, how to look into circular supply chain design, and much more. This is the test. From short consultations to project advisory. So users can book time directly with experts through the platform, whether it just be for an hour with very direct questions, for a whole day or multiple for a more deep dive into specific challenges, or for a whole project that requires expert support. And lastly, expertise also gives digital resources available at any time through a data knowledge library. It can be case studies, webinars, learning modules, as well as best practice frameworks for textile collection systems, or technical guides on how to prepare for the digital production passport, for example. We have built this on proven industrial textile recycling, because at Retex for 4 years, we have been turning textile waste into new textiles with AI-driven robotic sorting, sensor technology, and integrated traceability. And now we want to take this, which we've learned, and turn it into an open source platform that can help the market grow. And that is essentially the value of Fiber Family, because it connects materials and data and knowledge in one place, so that so materials becomes visible through browse, data becomes trustworthy through trace, and knowledge becomes accessible through the expertise platform. We're actively looking to find collaborators with knowledge institutions, industry organizations, so we can build the circular network, because the Fiber Family grows stronger as more actors participate, and every new member creates an ecosystem that makes it more valuable for other users on the platform. So if you want to help shape the platform with your needs, connect with partners, and prepare for traceability, join the Fiber Family and help us build the infrastructure for circular textiles. And it is still great. Thank you.
Hello. Great. Hello, everybody. My name's Emma, and we're Dry Fiber. Dry Fiber is a PFAS-free drop-in technology. It's a coating which has water and oil repellency without the regulatory, environmental, and also personal health benefits of fluorinated chemistry. So why is this a problem? So PFAS, often called forever chemicals, are synthetic substances. They're found all over. They're found in our blood, in our hormones, and have a variety of health risks. They don't break down. They can last a very long time, and there's been no evidence of them being completely eradicated unless they've been incinerated. So problem, textile coatings, majority of these on the market right now don't have oil repellency. So think like sweat, coffee, cacao, everything. This will always normally leave a stain. And most water repellent coatings actually degrade with the oil. So our solution is to provide both water and oil repellency. We're a drop-in solution. We're pretty consistent across most fabrics. That is a sliding scale though. And we're ultimately covering non-wovens, carpets, upholsteries, apparel, and fashion. And we've even explored accessories as well. So at the moment, we're based in the US. We also have a London office. So this is our condiment test. This is actually quite popular amongst brands. So to the left-hand side is uncoated, and we're testing a variety of coffee, vegetable, avocado oils, soy, In the middle is a coating, and then to the right-hand side is after one wash at 30 degrees. So you can see kind of the main stain that's kind of left is the avocado oil, because it's avocado, but everything else was released. So our value proposition is to really sort of be PFAS-free compliant. We really want to have the performance parity. We're aiming for that C6. Obviously, again, sliding scale depending on the fabrics. We're easily integrated. We want building the trust with mills and finishers at the moment alongside brands. And we're also trying to future-proof the supply chain. So the top left is 100% polyester with dry fiber, and the right is a polyester cotton blend. At the bottom is a C8 DWR, and then next to it has no coating at all. So you can kind of see the contact angle there. So at the minute, we're a grade 2 oil contact angle, which is around 135 for those who know your tests. So at the moment, applications can go through different ways. So we can go through dip and pads. We can also have a spray application once the garment and the accessory has been constructed. And we also do tests in London and the US in a small sort of prototyping space, and we apply that through foam and screens. So our commercial model is with mills and finishers. We also work directly with brands and trying to make more bespoke solutions, especially for the ones who get in those sort of higher ends on the oil repellency. And we're also looking at aftermarket recoat services. So that is the spray application. So our market opportunity is fairly big. At the minute, the global textile market for that is around $6 billion. And then the serviceable market will probably around 2.5. So at the moment, we're really looking across all sectors. The actual biggest sector right now for us is actually upholstery and interiors, mainly because there's a lot of stain resistance requirement in that space. Our business model at the moment is licenses and direct sales. So there's a lot of chemical companies at the moment who are taking our products as a license, and direct sales, of course, are with those finishers and mills. And that growth is pretty high. We have various global patents and also pending patents across the world. And this kind of brings us into intellectual property. So at the minute, the tech was developed out of a postdoc research at Cornell University. And then this has been commercialized and licensed. And yeah, so at the minute, we have 4 different generations. Generation 3, bottom left, is kind of what we're pushing right now to increase the oil repellency above grade 2. This is the team. Jack's amazing at scaling startups. Emmanuel was part of the first development team. And I'm a textile engineer and developer. So I kind of link everyone together. Well, the aim to link everyone together. Sometimes a little bit slower. So this is the roadmap so far. So they developed it out the back of 2018, just pre-COVID. And they are aiming to scale up. At the moment, we produce 10 tons per batch. And we produce about 50 batches per month. So that's our scaling at the moment. And we're looking to increase that to 15 tons per batch, and then to exit in 2028. So risk factors we're trying to really help at the moment is our competition. We're also trying to proceed with more intellectual property to keep ahead of the market, and also increase our commerciality and onboarding. So we're really looking to work with suppliers who want to have a new product and really want to push their innovation and also their sustainable practices. AGC is our core manufacturing partner, but we have also onboarded Henkel and Daikin as well. And AGC is who we're working with in the US, and also Japan AGC for the majority of Asian suppliers as well. So this is our in-house prototyping stage. So when we want to work with a mill and they're a bit too nervous to try a new product, we take on a few meters with no finishing, so greige or dyed, and then we trial these in-house. And most of this is done through like a screen or a roller, and we try to mimic as much as possible the industrial process. And that way it kind of gives mills a little bit more agency to take a leap of faith with new products, opposed to just giving them a huge amount and then it's very tricky for them to scale within their actual current supply chain without the risk, basically. So these are kind of the 4 main applications industry that we are currently using with our suppliers in Asia and the US. And the blade coating is probably on the whole the most popular. At the minute, we're doing our A seed fundraising round, and that is a 8,500,000, and most of that is staying ahead of the game, R&D, IP, and also hiring as well. Cool. I think that should be it. Brilliant. Yes. So thank you so much for coming along, and I hope that made sense. That is actually not correct. Might should be Emma.Wright, but anyway. So thank you so much. Thanks. Smash it.
Hello, hello. Perfect. Denim is one of the world's strongest cultural icons, but it's also a category waiting for real innovation. Our experience in worsted wool yarn spinning, combined with the expertise of Italian denim producer Bato, allowed us to evolve denim without losing what makes it special. The result is a fabric that feels familiar but adds real value through better comfort, performance, and longevity. Our goal wasn't just comfort and a niche style, though. It was to build a fully functional and ready-to-use wool denim supply chain. We developed the merino wool yarn engineered to withstand denim production steps, while Berto produced and finished the fabric on true indigo lines, a solution that mills can adopt without reinventing their processes. Consumers increasingly want both: the emotional identity of denim and the comfort and performance they've come to expect from premium materials. And with the majority willing to pay more for high-quality denim, the market is ready for something that finally solves this equation. We started prototyping with specialist denim weavers because denim production is a craft on its own. The construction had to survive classic denim tension testing, indigo dye behavior, and finishing temperatures which a normal wool yarn wouldn't be able to withstand. Only once it ran cleanly through a denim mill did we consider it market ready. We kept the indigo dyed cotton warp and added a newly developed merino wool yarn as weft. The challenge for us was engineering a 3-ply merino yarn stable enough for denim weights. In a philosophical moment, an Italian colleague of mine described it this way: cotton builds the body, while merino brings the soul. He's in product development, not marketing, by the way. Denim finishing uses higher temperatures, different chemistry, and mechanical stress that normally would destroy a merino yarn. Total Easy Care treatment protects the fiber through the entire denim route, preserving softness, shape, and hand feel. We tested different blends with polyamide, polyester, and viscose, but pure TEC-treated merino consistently delivered the best. Before talking about the key features for buyers and mills, I want to summarize what we've heard so far. The results of our efforts is pure denim in appearance, complemented by the benefits of merino wool like breathability, temperature regulation, and odor resistance. A denim that works across climates and different contexts of applications. Now let's talk about the key features. Firstly, for buyers, meaning consumers, it offers authentic denim aesthetic with natural comfort and a high quality hand feel. It requires no special handling, just the same care you'd give to your regular Total Easy Care wool garment. For sellers, meaning fabric suppliers, the key advantage is that the supply chain is already aligned. Yarn innovation, denim weaving, and finishing are all validated. This isn't a niche trial. It's a practical, proven system built together with Bato, one of Italy's most renowned denim mills. And now, let's talk about impact. For brands and designers, it's the perfect moment to enter the denim market with something new. The category is expected to grow by over 50% until 2035, according to the Denim Market Size Industry Report. This shift is driven by consumers prioritizing quality over volume. Wool denim fits this momentum. It enables a modern comfort story within a category built on heritage. And in workwear especially, merino's breathability and moisture management add real functional value. For makers, it unlocks premium diversification without touching the core of your indigo processes. No need to set up new finishing lines. It runs on what you already do, but gives you a high-value category extension. For consumers, the message is simple. It's denim, but more comfortable. Thanks to the TEC treatment, garments can be machine washed and tumble dried. You just need to follow the standard wool-aware care on the label. And this is where we start to build real opportunities. For a while, we've been seeing workwear, outdoor, and lifestyle blend into one. Consumers want pieces with identity, longevity, and clarity, the opposite of fast disposable fashion. Wool denim fits perfectly into this shift. Products with purpose that can reappear season after season without losing relevance. The 3 already developed weights give enough flexibility to move from shirts to overshirts, trousers, and jackets. Because all variants share the same construction and visual language, brands can create collections that look unified while keeping development and sampling straightforward and fast. But that's not all. We're still exploring the full potential of this construction. The combination of structure, resilience, and natural warmth could make it valuable in interiors too. Places where long-lasting comfort and a clear material identity matter. Here, the benefits of wool have already proven themselves in other fabric applications. But before dreaming about what will be, let's talk about what we have so far. All three weights use a classic 3-ply twill, ensuring true denim character. The weights reflect clear use cases. 260 for shirts, 355 for everyday pieces, and 400 grams per square meter for structured outerwear. A simple system for designers to navigate. When it comes to yarn development, the merino weft, our Bandertech X Compact Spun yarn, is undyed. The iconic denim look emerges through contrast with the indigo-dyed cotton warp, and the yarn has passed every core denim performance test like the dimensional stability, washing, rubbing, light fastness, and sweat resistance. Now it's all about real use validation. We test fit and care under practical conditions and align on all early finishing guardrails to protect the wool component. Total Easy Care treatment gives us a strong base for domestic washing and drying, and with a fully developed supply chain, brands can move from first samples to reliable production with confidence. Now this is the moment to think forward. What else could we build with this platform? A cellulosic blend, a touch of stretch, different hand feels, weights, or finishes. The idea is simple. Let's use the benefits of wool denim to explore directions that haven't been tried yet. But at the end of the day, this isn't about handing you a final answer. It's an invitation to shape what comes next. The platform is here, the supply chain is real, and the next steps is whatever we decide to explore together. Thank you.
Greetings from Finland, and it's great to be here in Munich. My name is Milja Kuure. I'm a chemist and one of the founders of Brightplus. Thank you for the organizers for this opportunity and for the audience. Brightplus is exhibiting for the first time here at the Performance Days. We come from Oulu, which is culture capital of Europe this year, and we locate close to Arctic Circle. So we have 4 very different seasons. We have like cold winters, warm summers, spring and autumn sits in between. So we know what functional fabrics need to stand. We are the team of 15 experts. We create recipes that solve coating performance problems. We design materials in molecular level. We test those against industrial standards, and we scale those to our partners. We started the business over 10 years ago by creating value from waste streams. We have launched one glass coating to brands like Dior, Shiseido and Armani to protect their products and replace toxic chemicals. We were chosen for LVMH's Accelerator Business Program, and we entered textiles 2019. Coatings create functionalities for the textiles, but mainly coatings like polyurethane, PVCs and acrylics prevent coated textiles to be recycled, and this is the challenge for the textile industry, so we know that. At Brightplus, we have developed the first safe and recyclable textile coating which enable coated textiles to be recycled, and I'm super happy to explain Brightbio for you today. Brightbio is made from 3 waste streams, and we are utilizing 3 main sources. So we have industrial byproducts, bio-based commercial raw materials, and Brightbio, the additive, where is our wisdom and our intelligence. So all of these together make an amazing job. Our 2 main raw materials are non-edible vegetable oil and CO2-based plastic. The non-edible vegetable oil is coming from the fish feed industry and bioplastic from the waste industry. And our product is available in 3 different formats. So we have a granulate, we have a film, and we have a coated fabric. And these are the products what we are selling, and these are customizable, so we can change the color, we can change the thickness, and we can change the functionality, so everything is available for you today. Our product is AGXX certified, it is safe, it is like increasing textile longevity, and it is bio-based. And there is no toxins, of course. And it is the perfect fit for the existing regulations and regulations in general. And our Brightplus is truly circular because coating and fabric both can be recycled at the end of its life. And why? Because our coating is thermoplastic instead of thermoset. So that's the reason why it can be recycled. And it's following polyester structure. This is the process how we manufacture our Brightplus. So by reactive extrusion from raw materials, we create pellets. And these pellets are cast extruded to create the film, and this film is laminated on the top of the fabric to create our product. And one format of our product is self-standing film, and this film can be digitally printed and then laminated on the top of the fabric. And here we see a lot of opportunities for design perspective. So in the other words, this technology let us print extremely fine details into the film and fully customize the surface. So one fabric can create many different outlooks. It means smaller quantities, more variation, and less material waste. And this is our first Brightplus product. So it's the rain jacket designed by Krista Virtanen. And our goal really is to make this material perfect fit for high performance outdoor clothing and apparel. The next page is showing our first commercial raw material, which is like back material, and it was launched last autumn together with a lifestyle brand called Lovia. And it is available in 3 different colors, and you can actually buy this from our web shop, so please welcome to visit there. And because the material have a touch and feel similar to leather, it has been inspired designers to create some unique custom-made pieces. And this product has been designed by fashion designer Sami Eskelinen, and this has been worn by several Finnish celebrities. But why all of this, what we are talking, really should matter? Outdoor is still relying on toxic, non-recyclable coatings, but choosing Brightplus, you really can do the difference. With our science, we can do the change. With our chemistry, we can make it real. Our product is already ready to scale. And we have been proving that with collaboration in Finland and with our supply chain partners located in Finland as well. We are now looking for vendors who can manufacture the films, who can print and laminate those on the top of the different type of fabrics. So thank you very much for your attention. Come to visit on our booth and feel Brightplus by yourself. And we also have brought some Arctic dried lingonberries with us. So please come to taste those as well. Thank you.
We love color. It's the way we express identity, and it's also one of the primary factors when we buy clothing. The vibrant colors in our clothes are actually very pollutant. They have a dark side, and I'll tell you the truth and how we can solve it. My name is Michaela, and I'm the Marketing and Impact Manager at Colorifix. And here, we want to talk to you about the dark side of colors and how we can do about it. Because we love color. Look at all of you and look at the way that we express ourselves. However, what happens is colors are actually very pollutant. The textile dyeing industry is one of the world's second largest polluters of water. We're talking about trillions of liters every year. And in many regions, as you see here, the water can actually tell us what's going to be the color's next fashion trends. We don't want that, but that's a reality. Currently, 95% of dyes and colorants used commercially are synthetic, and they are derived from petrochemicals. And that means they're extracted from crude oils, they're refined, and at the end, they're actually used in the textile industry. But we have a better solution, because these dyes have more than 70 toxic chemicals. They use more than 5 trillion liters of water, and 200,000 tons of dyes are lost annually to affluents. I think we can do better. And that's what happened. These are our founders, Jim and Orr. The story began when they went to Nepal, and they were testing the waters for arsenic. And they realized that actually what they were doing wasn't a solution, because they understood that the pollution was coming from the local dye houses. And they thought, well, why are we measuring this if we can actually solve it? And what is the solution? The solution is nature. This is Colorifix. We asked a simple question: how are there colors in nature that are not toxic? How can we do that? How can we use the art of nature in our own benefit without extracting from it? We just need to learn its language. You want to know what the language is? It's DNA. So we start by finding a color in nature from plants or insects. We use that DNA sequencing that we recreate, and we insert it into a microorganism. We tell it the recipe. We say, this is how you're going to create yellow, for example. With that, we teach it. So this microorganism is then created to just be a tiny little color factory. It's a one-time engineering step to create a lifetime supply without petrochemicals. After we create this tiny little microorganism, what we do is we ferment it, like you would ferment beer. So we put this tiny microorganism into our fermenters. It takes from 18 to 16 hours to grow, like you would ferment beer. And that liquid is the dye liquid. The beauty of this is that you use this dye liquid like you would use any colorant and any synthetic dye. So you use this liquid in conventional dye machines, and there it is. You have recreated color without harming the nature, and at the same time without using any fossil chemicals. However, we thought maybe there's an even better solution. You can ferment this in-house, or now you can actually buy the dye liquor from us. So you can get the liquor ready to use, put it into the dye machines, and that's it. You've got bright colors with great color fastness to use. I'll show you a little bit here what some of the colors that we make. And one of the important parts is all our colors are actually dyed and created at a low temperature, which means they're a lot more sustainable. Here you can see this bright blue. We've got yellows as well. And all of this is done without any harm to the environment. Actually, it's not even that we don't have to harm the environment, it's that we have better sustainable results. We consume 43% less electricity because our dyeing doesn't need to use such high temperatures. We also have 31% less carbon emissions because we use less energy at the same time, and because we use the same water to ferment some of the bacteria and to get the dye liquor, we use 77% less water. And 80% chemical reduction because we don't use any fixants, any fixers to fix our color to fabrics. So yes, we do believe this is one of the best solutions in the industry currently. At the same time, it's not just us. Well, we have an Ecotex passport certification. We're actually pioneering the first industry-recognized biological dye safety test, which proves that colorants, our culture media, so what makes the bacteria grow, and everything that you use are safe for customers, the people that work for it, and for the environment. But now, this is not a theory. We're actually commercially viable. We are already working with some of the biggest brands. We're talking about Pangaia, H&M, Volback. But these partnerships are very, very helpful because they not only prove that the technology works, but at the same time that this is needed in the industry. We have a big color palette. The dark shades are not there yet. We're almost there yet. Apart from print, we have a dark shaded print. But at the same time, we are growing our color palettes every single day because we do R&D and it's one of our foundations. I want to show you as well that our technology is non-disruptive. So we do not replace jobs, we involve them. We train people to work with our technology, to use biotechnology, and it's also low risk, it's safe, and it's, let's say, it's the 21st century, it's the future. So I just want you to look with me and say, at one side, we have a toxic water-intensive past. On the other, a clean, biological, and efficient future. Which one do you prefer? I know on which side I am, and that's Colorifix. That's the color revolution.
Yeah, hello from my side. My name is Martin Danz, and I'm responsible for the antimicrobial technologies business at Heraeus. And I'm going to talk about odor and how to prevent odor in an innovative way. But before I'm doing that, I would like to very, very briefly introduce the Heraeus Group to you. The Heraeus Group, headquartered in Hanau, Germany, is a family-owned technology company. And in 2024, we generated almost 30 billion euros with more than 15,000 employees in 40 countries. And we are ranked among the top 10 family-owned companies in Germany, invest quite a lot in R&D, and therefore we also address the topic of anti-odor. So why are we talking about odor? So it's part of the everyday life. When we are exercising, working, or just dealing with high temperatures, our bodies naturally start to sweat, and that's the root cause for the bad odor. Interestingly, the sweat itself is odorless. It's the bacteria on the skin who use the sweat as food and decompose the sweat into the odor-causing acids, which are then ultimately responsible for the bad smell. To prevent this, there are different approaches. One approach is to address the odors, meaning like, for example, with odor neutralizing technologies, you can think of absorbing the odor-causing acids, meaning the acids are bound, so they are not released and therefore cannot produce the bad smell. However, these technologies share some disadvantages because they are not addressing the root cause, which are the bacteria, because the bacteria continue to produce these odor-causing acids. Moreover, they are limited in capacity, so that means they are not well suited for situations involving heavy sweating. A more effective approach is to attack the root cause of the bad odors, which are the bacteria. Because if there are no bacteria to break down the sweat, no acids are there, no smell. And this has been effectively done with antibacterial technologies, mainly silver, which are based on the release of silver ions. And these technologies are working perfectly fine. They prevent the growth of the bacteria, and then you have an extended freshness, improved hygiene, and reduced washing frequency. But what these technologies have in common is that they are based on the release of silver ions. You might have heard about that. These are the silver salts like silver nitrate or silver chloride as substances. And they are based on these silver ions, and they have two major issues. One issue is the efficacy is going away over time because the silver ions go away, they are used up. And on top of that, at least in the European Union, it's considered as being hazardous. So these technologies are about to be banned in the coming years in the near future. So there's a need for some new solutions. And from our perspective, this lies in the free radicals, which are continuously generated by a catalyst out of the humidity and the oxygen of the ambient air. And it's not based on the release of silver ions, meaning it's not used up, and it's really designed for long-lasting odor reduction performance. One of these technologies is AGXX, and AGXX has been received a lot of awards over the last years in paints and coatings, plastics, but also in the textile industry, such as the Tech Textile Innovation Award. Compared to conventional technologies, AGXX shows several advantages. First of all, it can be used now, but also in future in compliance with the biocidal product regulation. It is proven skin-friendly. It guarantees enduring odor control, and all common textile products can be functionalized with AGXX. Let's talk about this in some more detail. First of all, it's regulatory compliant. AGXX and Heraeus are listed on the ECHA website and by Ökotex. In addition, several institutes, testing organizations have confirmed that AGXX is explicitly not based on the release of silver ions. So it's a different type of technology and working mechanism. The antibacterial efficacy has been confirmed in various tests, regardless whether AGXX was incorporated into nylon yarn, applied with a polyurethane coating, used as a top layer of synthetic leather, or used in a standard finishing.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have to bother you again. So yeah, continue. I just mentioned that the antibacterial effect has been proven. In addition, even so you don't need it, if the bacteria are gone, you do not have a bad smell. But if there are remaining odor-causing acids on the textile, they are also oxidized by the free radicals, no matter if it's isovaleric acid, acetic acid, or ammonia. So now, showing that it works, also talking about the way of how to functionalize textiles. In general, there are two approaches. One is to incorporate AGXX already in the textile, already at the fiber stage. This was, for example, perfectly well in nylon, but also like functionalize the textile surface via padding with any finishing liquor or a textile coating. And in order to provide you as potential customers with a ready-to-use solution, for example, we collaborate with experienced partners of the textile industry. So Rudolf over there is commercializing our AGXX-based finishing. We jointly promote a PU-based coating with AGXX with Covestro, and Avian supplies master batches already incorporated with AGXX to yarn manufacturers. Moreover, we have begun strategic cooperations with textile brands such as AGXX, which is a workwear brand based in Sweden, and they, for example, are going to equip the Spotify canteen in New York with AGXX functionalized textiles. So coming now to the end of the presentation, AGXX shows several advantages. So one is like, it's not altering or changing the product properties of the textile, neither in terms of color nor mechanical properties. It is regulatory compliant, it shows a high washing resistance, and it can be smoothly integrated into the existing production chains. So if you're curious to learn if this is something for you, we would be happy to welcome you at our booth in the innovation area. It's IN14. And yeah, thank you very much for your attention and to the technique that I was allowed to finish this presentation.
Hi all, I'm Marco Deschini from Italy, and the company is Viflo. So for many years, performance apparel has been designed to control environmental conditions. This means that textile innovation for sportswear has been focusing on breathability, temperature control, moisture management, windproofness, and also aerodynamics. But in real life, athletes never stop because of temperature. They stop because of fatigue. Fatigue is actually the progressive loss of efficiency when effort continues. And every athlete knows exactly that moment. The moment where the body is still working, coordination is still there, but suddenly the perceived exertion suddenly increases. And sustaining the effort becomes very, very hard for them. So a very easy question we asked ourselves is, can apparel delay fatigue? Can a textile influence how the body reacts to sustained effort? Well, to answer this question, we worked with the University of Verona and with pro athletes. Because pro athletes have a very repeatable behavior. And so we did a test with 2 identical sessions. And in these 2 sessions, just the apparel changed. We had the same nutrition, same hydration, same recovery, same workload, and same athletes. In fact, this was the ever first crossover double-blind test with pro athletes. And what is a crossover double-blind test? A crossover double-blind test is a test where each athlete wear the 2 different apparels, and neither the athletes nor the researchers knows what is if the apparel wore is the active one or not. So during the test, we have been measuring several different parameters, especially focusing on the phase where the fatigue starts developing. And among the results, the researchers have found that was very interesting reduction of 4 beats per minute in the heart rate. That for athletes is quite a lot, I would say. And this is done with the same environment condition, with the same workload, okay? And other things that have been shown by the test is that also markers of biological stress, just like lactate accumulation, have decreased with the use of Viflo. Always remember, the same athletes, same workload in the same environment. And also the athletes themselves reported a reduced perceived exertion, meaning they did exactly the same workload, but the same workload was easier for them. The cost was reduced. And in the later stages of the test, the researchers have seen that the athletes, when wearing Viflo technology, could sustain the effort better, developing more mechanical power in the later stage, about 24 watts, more or less. To be clear, the athletes did not become any stronger, but they could sustain better the effort. So the same workload, same athletes, but a lower physiological cost, okay? This test focused on fatigue, but this is just the latest test of a broader body of researchers that we have done with different athletes in different universities, hospitals, and in different contexts. And honestly speaking, we keep on testing because this is just part of our DNA. So among all these tests, what we have seen is that Viflo technology can enhance the physiological efficiency, okay? And this is not done with any surface treatment nor finishing, because the technology is embedded directly into the yarn, and we make just recycled yarn, GRS certified. And having the technology embedded in the yarn make it compatible with almost all the garment manufacturing processing. Okay, so we are now in front of a new role of textile, okay? Because apparel, from being just a passive interface with the environment, become now an active interface to the body, because this reduced energy cost is actually also an energy surplus. So now the interesting question is, how will your target user enjoy it? Will they use this energy surplus to push harder or to go farther? Or will they just enjoy feeling fresher at the end of the workout? Now, we have been designing for weight, for stretch, for breathability, for aerodynamics, whatever. Now we can start designing to delay fatigue. And fatigue may become the new design parameter. So physiological efficiency isn't just theory anymore. Our World Tour team is racing in Viflo right now, and some of our partners are exhibiting here today. So join us at booth IN19 if you want to know more about the other tests and how to seamlessly integrate this without compromising your design. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all the presenters again, for their great insights in their technologies and their innovations. We still have some minutes for any questions from your sides to any of the presenters.